So after a somewhat successful reintegration with Wear OS last year, Samsung is back now with the Galaxy Watch 5 and the new Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. The duo share some of the same DNA as their predecessor, but with refinements and even a few removals, and we've been hands-on to find out just what's new. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. So from afar, you'd probably be forgiven for wondering just what is new on this duo, in particular that regular Galaxy Watch 5 model. The size, the shape and even the weight is fairly similar, with the aluminium chassis and exact same side button placement all present. One thing that stood out straight away though was the improved sapphire glass display to me. It's said to be almost twice as strong as the Galaxy Watch 4, but it initially actually seemed to me to be brighter and at least a little bit more vibrant. One could easily argue that this was the placebo effect, given that my own Watch 4, which I've worn for almost over a year now, or around a year now, has certainly started to wear in and deteriorate over time. However, it is something that we will check extensively when we do get a longer hands-on period to determine if the circular panel has been altered or improved. But as it stands specifications-wise, there doesn't seem to be any improvements apart from that sapphire glass, which is meant to be more scratch resistant. So we'll just have to wait and see. Familiar 40mm and 44mm size options are available once again here with 1.2 inch and 1.4 inch AMOLED displays respectively. They are clocked at 60Hz for anyone wondering. Annoyingly though, I think that the best colours for the regular Galaxy Watch 4 are saved for that smaller model, like the Bora Purple. For some reason, the 44mm model sticks with more muted sapphire, silver and graphite case options. You can though switch things up with an expanded array of accessories and watch straps to add a little extra flair, or go one further and even create your own design with the Galaxy Watch 5 Bespoke Studio. This lets you choose case colour and strap options for over 1,000 combinations, at least according to Samsung. It's going to be interesting to see just what combinations people out there end up coming up with. Even without any real size increases on either model, at least the Watch 4 series over their predecessors, Samsung has actually managed to pack in even larger batteries this time around. There's a big bump from 247mAh to 284mAh on the 40mm series, and the 361mAh Watch 4 has now been bumped to 410mAh on the 44mm Watch 5. Given that the Watch 4 and Watch 4 Classic offered moderately acceptable lifespan, this will undoubtedly mean even better longevity day to day. This could tackle one of the few sore points that we saw on the previous generation almost right out of the gate. And while the regular models are similar to what we've seen before, as I mentioned, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro is a behemoth in comparison, with a 45mm titanium chassis and at over 10mm thick. This is not necessarily the most lightweight wearable, although that said it isn't necessarily heavy. Using tougher materials is certainly a way to add that extra mass, but the added chassis strength is certainly welcome, especially as this is supposedly a rugged device. You can see some of the influences from the likes of Garmin and Sunto and other rugged watches out there, but with a little bit of Galaxy Watch flavour retained. It's clearly aimed at the most active people with enhanced GPS functions for things like trail running, cycling and hiking, in conjunction with the extensive suite of fitness tracking modes that you would expect: swimming, running, all that kind of thing. For all intents and purposes, this sort of feels like the Galaxy Watch Active rebirth yet again, in all but name. We're not entirely sure just how big that market is for those extra features, but the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro has a 60% larger internal 590mAh battery than the Watch 4. Samsung boldly claims that this can last up to 3 days on a full charge, but again we will save judgment until we can test this for ourselves. Even if you don't actually care for enhanced fitness functions, we can probably see, or probably all agree, that multiple days without needing to find that charger is going to be an enticing prospect, and probably one of the reasons that people will look to this over the other models available in the lineup. Samsung though has made a big deal of improved charging speeds on this entire series, but we were unable to test this during our brief hands-on session. The magnetic puck is used once again with the Galaxy Watch 5 and Watch 5 Pro this time around, but the connector now comes with a USB-C connection rather than USB-A, so it might mean more compatibility with laptops and chargers that you have lying around. Elsewhere, you may have to get an adapter if you do want to charge this effectively. Ahead of the release though, it was unclear if the Galaxy Watch 5 series would include a skin or body temperature sensor, given there were some problems ahead of time. All three models though now include this new sensor, which enables enhanced sleep tracking and a few other fitness features. This means more in-depth data than the older devices, although the function does remain for sleep tracking on the older models. You may be wondering as well where the Watch 5 Classic is this time around. Well, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro is effectively the replacement wearable. It comes with a larger build, and that rotating bezel, a staple of the Watch 4 Classic, has now been removed. We can actually foresee this being a little bit of a pain point for many Galaxy Watch enthusiasts out there, and it might even put off potential buyers or upgraders. It's not clear if this will ever return, but that does mean that the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro uses the edge swipe digital bezel gesture for navigating menus and in-app sections. The removal does come with one benefit though, as there is now a range of extra rugged accessories that clip on for enhanced shock or bump protection, although this will vary from market to market. Both Galaxy Watch 5 models though, they're set to come with Wear OS 3.5 pre-installed, which at first seems like a notable bump over version 3.2, which is currently available for Galaxy Watch 4 owners. In reality, there's little to no difference or no way to visually indicate that a newer version of Google's wearable OS is installed, and new features are not readily apparent. In One UI 4.5, which is atop this offers a few extra fauna and flora inspired watch faces, alongside some extra enhancements that do take advantage of improved sensors on board. It's more though of the same slick performance that you'll find on the Watch 4 series today, but with the lightest of tweaks. And on top of that, this is still running the Exynos W920 and 1.5GB of RAM that is available in its predecessor. A year on though from the rebirth of Wear OS, we now though have extra features like the Google Assistant, improved and growing app support, plus the upcoming Pixel Watch might help boost that even further still. Samsung didn't really need to reinvent One UI or Wear OS on this wearable this time around, just offer more of the same, and at least at this stage, we think that the Watch 5 delivers. So for us, having spent a little bit of time with all three models, the regular Watch 5 might not be the upgrade that some people out there would have hoped for. However, the Watch 5 Pro is certainly a big step into rugged wearables and creates a little bit of a better separation between the series offerings of that normal and Pro version. For most people, the standard Galaxy Watch 5 will probably suffice if you don't already own a wearable. If you're looking for a more integrated fitness option, then the Watch 5 Pro is a good option. Samsung opened up a big lead over comparable Wear OS watches by including that 5nm based Exynos W920 processor last year and 1.5GB of RAM. Sticking with those same core internals for a further year might seem like a bit of a cheapskate move, but it will allow, or maybe potentially will allow, some of the upcoming 4nm based Snapdragon W5 Gen 1 wearables a shot at this watch's crown, and that could give Samsung a major shock for the next generation, at least until we get to see that next wave of Wear OS powered smartwatches from the likes of Oppo, Mobvoi and Fossil. Samsung they're very much clinging on to its crown as the best Android wearable companion. The problem is the Watch 5 now starts at $279, while the Watch 5 Pro comes in at an eye-watering $449, with all models officially going on sale later this August from August 29th. Given the minor upgrades, last year's Galaxy Watch 4 and even the discontinued Watch 4 Classic can now be had at a substantial discount and might be a great alternative if you desperately want a wearable right now. We will though have a full comparison and review in the coming days, so definitely stay tuned for that. But please let me know your initial thoughts of this trio of handsets or trio of wearables down in the comment sections below. I'm intrigued to hear what people do think, as it isn't the biggest of upgrades, but there's some minor refinement on a already winning formula. Until next time though, this is Damien with 95 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.